Welcome to the start of a series for LGL Season 3 Team Building and Analysis. Right now we are going to be going through the team that I have built for week 1 of LGL Season 3, called Weebo Whackin', because we're up against Weebo this week. He's got a pretty good looking team. Here's his team: Galarian, Farfetch'd, Cufant, Pumpkaboo, Anorith, Alolan Diglett, Electrike, Sploink, Litleo, Trico, Sunkern, Staryu, Drifloon, Skitty. Great Firewater Grass core. Litleo, you may think, oh, well, it's just a tier 5, it can't be that good. It's pretty solid for a tier 5. It could really be tier 4. I'd say it's better than Electrike by a mile, even though, you know, different types, but overall, I'd take Litleo, even though electric types are hard to come by. Pumpkaboo, very good, gets a lot of interesting moves. It gets a lot of fire moves. And it can be any size of Pumpkaboo as well, so I'll have to watch out for that. Staryu, it spins. It gets rid of... It's really his real only viable option for hazard removal on the team, because Anorith will probably die if it tries to spin on me. And Galarian, Farfetch'd, and Drifloon both get defog, but hate having to use it in their move pool, or in their move set for a match. So I doubt they'd defog. So he'll probably put spin on Staryu, which is the only thing that can get rid of hazards, and I plan on pressuring Staryu really, really hard. So let's get into my team for this week. Alright, starting out we got Beijing Air the Coughing. I'll just go like this. Eviolite, best item for coughing by a mile, but I mean that's pretty common in Little Cup for Eviolite to be a Pokemon's best item. Levitate, because I don't need either of these two. Thunderbolt, Memento, Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower. At first I had Toxic Spikes and Pain Split, but I talked myself out of it because 1, gotta pressure Staryu more, so I wanted Thunderbolt over Toxic Spikes. So I already have hazards for days on him. But then I chose Memento over Pain Split because I wanted to, in theory, just like get a Memento off on something like Staryu, and if I'm already pretty weak and I can't take another hit, I'll just take one hit and then go out with a Memento, and then Buttercream gets to set up super easily. And then Sludge Bomb because stab, why not? And it also hits Pumpkaboo. Well, no, because Ghost resists poison, I think, for some reason. So I can just Flamethrower that. But yeah, Flamethrower for Cufant and Pumpkaboo. Just really important. Sludge Bomb then, I guess, for Galarian Farfetch'd. I could also Memento on Galarian Farfetch'd if he tries to knock me off or something. Yeah, overall, Coughing, just much needed defense for this team. But the team's not really focused on defending a whole lot. Like, this week, I'm just going to try to sweep them as quick as possible. So we're running a pretty offensive team overall, and here's one of my 2 sweepers right here. Eviolite Vullaby with weak armor. Eviolite so I can live in adamant close combat from Galarfetch'd, and probably some stuff from Cufant as well. A weak armor nasty plot, you know, gotta get... It's basically a defensive, or like a special attacking version, I mean, of Swords Dance plus agility or whatever. So, pretty good. Air Slash, Heat Wave, Dark Pulse, hits everything on his team, pretty much. Should OHKO a lot of things. Like, Anorith isn't very specially bulky, I don't think, so Dark Pulse will do a lot. Zacian's Chew-Toy, the Hone Edge. Berry Juice, No Guard, because I wanted this thing to be able to heal. And because, with Item Claws, my 2 Eviolites are already taken. No Guard, only ability. And then just 3 attacks SD, in case he switches out. Like if I can kill, I don't know, maybe a Staryu with the Shadow Sneak, he might want to keep it, and then go, I don't know, something like Galarian Farfetch'd and try to knock off. So I mean, I'd probably die to a knockoff. Maybe not. If I don't have my item, I certainly wouldn't get OHKO'd. But either way, I can just do a lot of damage to stuff with this. And this can also switch in on Cufant really well. Buttercream, my other sweeper. Berry Juice, Unburden. Very simple. You get a Belly Drum up. This thing's got decent bulk for Little Cup. Like, look at this. 62, 66, 57. This set fucks you in the ass because you have 23 HP, and your berry juice will not activate after a belly drum, so you have to be at an even number. I know this because I've used some Zigzagoons, and I've gotten screwed over that. So you always got to be careful. Always got to be checking your HP. But then Sticky Web, because this thing gets like no physical attacks, could maybe go Aromatherapy in case I get burnt. But when would I get the chance to Aromatherapy? I'd just get killed by an attack probably. Could also go Yawn. That'll be tough. That'll be tough. But I think I'm going to stick with Sticky Web. Because if something goes wrong, I can always just Sticky Web. Cyndaquil, my cleaner, plus a very good counter for Cufant. Though he cannot switch into a Cufant if it tries to Rock Slide. But otherwise, on an obvious Iron Head, I'll just go this. Flamethrower because I don't want to risk the accuracy of Fire Blast. Eruption speaks for itself. Extrasensory really hits Galarian Farfetch'd if I'm at lower HP. And then Hidden Power Grass absolutely smacks Staryu. At least a little bit, you know. I think this could 2-hit KO if Staryu switches in. And if it's, well, maybe not a Violite, but it'll do good damage. And Staryu's already getting pressured by this, and is really, really needed to cover this. So, Staryu is just stretched a bit thin. Then we've got Pebble the Dwebble with Heavy Duty Boots because Item Clause, Spikes, Stealth Rock, Rock Tomb Knockoff. Rock Tomb, I just need some speed control. This can basically nullify the Scarf on a Galarian Farfetch'd as well. Like, I guess I could just knock it off. But if it tries to switch into me, thinking I'll just have Stone Edge, it'll get a nasty little surprise. And then I'll outspeed it, which will be nice. I'll get a free Spike or something. Spike, because I could have gone Toxic, but I chose Spikes instead just to add more pressure. And forcing Starmie to spin on a turn where it'd rather Scald me is also really nice. Because Spikes and Stealth Rock both help this. Because I think if Cufant takes a Spike, Play Rough might 100% OHKO. Let's calc that shit. Oh, where's fucking damage calculator? Go. I'm expecting. Oh, motherfucker, I can't even spell. Cufant. I hate that. Should be instead Choice Scarf. There we go. Be this. Doesn't need that many EVs, it just needs to barely hit 13. There we go. Jolly, because you need to hit 14 as a Choice Scarfer for a little cup. And then 12. Alright, that's fine as long as it's at 12. Then we go +6. Yeah, oh, it already guarantees OHKO as a Scarf. So that's pretty good. After Spike, how much would it do? Oh yeah, there we go, 1 Spike. Oh. The hell? Oh, I guess, does it not add in this? Because of the Spike? Or because it already OHKOs? Probably. Oh yeah, 6.3 to OHKO after a layer. Alright. Well, it just does a lot more. And then Eviolite Cufant is scared, but I don't think he can Eviolite his Cufant here. Because then his Eviolite would be stretched too thin. So, yeah, there we go. That's the team. I expect him to bring Galarian Farfetch'd, Cufant, Pumpkaboo, Staryu, Drifloon. I'm just going to say Anorith to bring his top 6 week 1. I don't know what he'd expect me to bring. Probably Volibee, Scraggy, Honedge for sure, and then Swirlix, Coughing. But I'm not bringing Scraggy this week because I don't really like its matchup all that much. You know, it's pretty good, but it could be better. Like against Cufant, it's nice, but Cufant can outspeed and kill it with Play Rough. Pumpkaboo can just Will-O-Wisp it. because I think it's a little faster. Or at least some forms of Pumpkaboo are faster. Anorith, it's fine against Anorith, but Anorith can X-Scissor for a good amount. I mean, it beats pretty much anything below tier 4. Drifloon can outspeed, but it does get smacked. And then Staryu might get a fairy move, or it could just run Hidden Power Fairy for some fat damage. So I'd rather it not do that. Yeah, otherwise, I'm really liking how the team's looking this week. I think I can easily overwhelm him. Because if I get all set up, I don't really think he has a chance. Unless he brings like a choice, or not a choice scarf, a fucking focus sash. On something, I don't know. You'd have to probably focus sash Cufant to cover Swirlix, but then he has trouble covering Vullaby. Because his team, I don't see a lot of good priority here. Anorith Aqua Jet. This Pumpkaboo Shadow Sneak ain't gonna do nothing if it even gets that. So yeah, I'm not too worried overall for this match. I think my team is a pretty fair matchup against him. But yeah, that's about it. And I guess we'll get right into the match. Alright, and here we are with the battle. Let me scroll up a little bit there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to record it live because my mic broke not too long after I'd recorded the first half. So here, we have the replay. I led Vullaby, very bad lead, since I should have expected Anorith. Luckily he Rock Blasted instead of rocking. But if he did, Stealth Rock would have, not a fucking Stealth Rock, a Rock Blast would have killed, here I'll just pause here, Rock Blast would have killed Vullaby, since it is weak armor. But luckily, he didn't Stealth Rock, or else I'd be in trouble since I have no defoggers. And then he, turn 2, knocks off on, there we go, my bad. Knocks off on Coughing, just removing the Eviolite. A pretty solid play. The rocks might have been better. I just decided to Sludge Bomb. For no real reason other than I needed Chip. Because I didn't want him to be Sashed. Though I don't think he ended up being Sashed. Misses a Rock Blast there, unfortunate for him. So I get some free Chip. Yeah, he was Berry Juice. And then just Rock Blasts to kill Coughing, who I thought was pretty expendable here. But yeah, had to go out into Hone Edge just to kill this thing. Alright, now that Anorith is gone, we have a pretty easy sweep upcoming from Swirlix, but we have to get Swirlix in cleanly. And that's the main task right now. Yeah, Shadow Sneaked original Boltund just for some Chip. And here you go. Swirlix is really tanky, even without investment. At least, you know, tanky by Little Cup standards. So now it's just... yeah, as long as he wasn't a Violite, I O-code him. And from here, it's just a clean sweep from Swirlix. There's really not much else. Swirlix is really, really good. I mean, it O-codes a non-Violite Cufant from full with Play Rough 100% of the time. But yeah, almost brought Sash Staryu. Yeah, I would have yelped, or yelled, cried, all of the above. That would have been terrifying. And I would have been in a little bit of trouble, though I think Vullaby, Scarf Cyndaquil, and Dwebble could have been able to handle it. But overall, a very fast battle, only 12 turns, but that's what I was going for. Because with the team I brought, if it was a long battle, it wasn't going to be good for me. But luckily, you know, Swirlix, his team didn't have answers for Swirlix. He'd have to bring, like, a bunch of priority, like Quick Attack, Galarian, Farfetch'd. Probably Quick Attack, or no, Aqua Jet, Anorith. And probably a Sash user as well. But, yeah, pretty good first match. We take a 4-0 win. And that's it for today. Stay thick and safe, everybody. See ya.